Now, division of decimals is tricky. It is tricky. Probably where some of the stuff we do in the number talk and the manipulation of numbers is really important. Don't pack up, just eyes up. Who knows their 0.2 times tables?
0.2.
Who knows their 2 times tables?
Yeah.
Now, when we're doing division, we often don't think of division by itself. We often reverse multiplication, don't we? We think, what multiplies to get this, and then you undo that. Which is why most of the questions that you'll receive without a calculator, you'll be dividing by a number between 0 and 12. Why is that? Anthony?
Because not most of us go after our first tables.
Perfect.
We don't really know what they're doing.
So it's an expectation that most people in the room will pick up their 12 times tables at some point in time. So if I asked you 7 times 8, that's a pretty tough timetable. Most of us would get that. That is?
56.
See, everyone in the room gets 56. But if I asked you 13 times 4,
56.
Yeah, this one doesn't tell me that.
56.
52. How'd you do that? But you did 4 times 10 plus,
12.
or 13 plus.
I did 13 times 2.
There we are. But again, you're breaking the number up. Whereas with a 12 times 12, we know that is? 12 times 12 is? Do we break that up, or we just do 12 times 12? So we want to try and get these numbers into one of our kind times tables. What can we see? What do we think we're going to have to do to get this into our times table, Sienna? Okay, good. And we can represent, let's just do this as a fraction. 1.69 over 0.2, because that's what divide means, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to times both the top and the bottom by 10? Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's still an equivalent fraction. It's exactly the same, isn't it? So I can times both 1.69 and 0.2 by 10, can't I? So that's exactly the same as saying 16.9 divided by 2. That's the first step. Clear? Now, I need to represent that as a nice division that we're comfortable with, in a format we're comfortable with. Not many of us made this error, but it's been made in the past. What goes out the front?
The smallest.
Not the smallest. Okay, not always the smallest. It's the number that we're dividing by. So what number are we dividing by? 0.2, which becomes 2. So I put my 2 at the front. What goes inside the bracket? Inside the division sign? 16.9.
Oh, because you rounded.
I didn't round it. I multiplied both by 10. And now, who thinks they could do, if we just ignore our decimal place for now, who thinks they could do that?
Yeah.
You know how we change things with the decimal place in division? You literally just put it above where it is. And you treat it like a normal division. Jack?
I'm just wondering, can you do 2 divided by 1.6? Well, if it was a bigger sum.
And then multiply your answer by 10?
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
I mean, divided by 10.
No, you'd have to multiply by 10. Because
Because
you've times the bottom by 10. So you need to times the answer or the top by 10.
No, I mean, like, so, just let's say, to, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
Yeah, bring it up later. I think I know what you're saying. I think you just got to multiply your answer by 10, but I'll have a chat about it later. So for this one, how many times does 2 go into 1?
0.
Are we confident with that? How many times does 2 go into 1?
0.
0 whole time. And then we say, well, what is left over? 2 times 0 is?
0.
So we've got how many left over from 0?
1.
So we carry the 1 across. Happy with that?
Yeah.
2 goes into 16 how many times?
8.
Is there anything left over?
No.
So now we just move to the next number. 2 goes into 9 how many times?
4.
Good. And now what do I do? I just want to throw a 0 down. Okay, I can just keep throwing, because that number's exactly the same as I can throw a million zeros down if I wanted. I won't. But I could throw a million zeros down, couldn't I?
Yeah.
What
was left over back here? Sorry, now that I've just... 1.
So you can go into 10.
One on.
5. Wait, what? Oh. I get it.
That's good. Can we please have a crack with question
Look.
2? Okay, have a crack. You got a minute? Let's go.